Let's bring in one of the 32 NFL head coaches, the defending AFC champion, to Todd Fritz's delight, the Denver Broncos. John Fox with us now. And Coach, we were talking about this extra point change. We get the impression something's going to happen in 2015. What would you like to see, if anything, happen with the extra point?
Well, I think, if they are going to change it, I'm not always jumping all over change, but, we do adjust. That's kind of what we get paid to do. I think what we're kind of experimenting with right now is not a bad way to go. The 15-yard point, there's been a few misses already, during the first 2 weeks of the preseason. So it can be a very physical play. Sometimes kind of expose some guys, in particular your big men, to injuries. So anything that cleans that up a little bit or makes it more valuable or worthwhile as a play, I think is pretty good.
Coach, it sounds like you get the midseason voice going. I thought Peyton Manning was the guy who was yelling at the players now.
Oh, no, he does now. I mean, we encourage that. We try to empower our guys, so they're invested, and he's definitely all in and definitely a leader on this football team.
What mistake during practice makes you the angriest when you see it happen?
False starts, jumping off sides, what I'd classify as a not smart penalty versus an aggressive penalty.
When that happens, do you yell at the player, or do you give that icy glare?
Well, I think it varies. Depends on how many times it's been recently. But all the above work, I think. And so, they understand it. And, you got to hold everybody accountable, so everybody can depend on them.
Talking to Broncos head coach John Fox, and one of the points of emphasis for 2014 will be illegal contact defensive holding. What do you make of this Flag Fest 2014 that we've seen in the preseason as a result of this point of emphasis?
Well, it's not the first time. This is going into my 25th season, so we've had a few of these types of rules over the years, and emphasis starting in the preseason. And in the past, they've cleared up, and, we've gone on our merry way. So we're halfway through it right now, and we'll see what it brings when the regular season starts.
And it was 10 years ago when you were in Carolina that this rule, this illegal contact defensive holding, the pushing and shoving of receivers, became a point of emphasis the last time. At what point in the last 10 years did they stop emphasizing it and defenders were able to push and shove and tug and hold receivers down the field?
Well, Mike, you got to remember, we have off seasons, and so all the complaint box, fills up. The competition committee goes to work, and by the time we get to the owners' meetings in March, there's a long list, and everybody, I guess, the complaint box was pretty filled on that area. So obviously, it'll be an emphasis now. Talking
to John Fox, Broncos head coach. Was this an area that you wanted to see emphasis in, given that you've got one of the franchise quarterbacks, you've got a high-powered passing attack, you'd prefer that your receivers not be impeded down the field?
I think all in all, I prefer less flags. I think, again, you've got, you want competition. You want a flow of a game. You want to let players play. You obviously got to play within the rules. So, I thought all in all it was pretty good a year ago. And, obviously some other people felt differently. And so we're marching down a different path.
Broncos are coming off a 34-0 win in the preseason, the first game ever at the Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California against the 49ers. What's your goal going into a preseason game?
I think just number one, to get better. We try to build the mindset of getting better every day. So obviously that transfers into every week, and that includes the preseason. You're trying to get your regulars, ready for the regular season, getting them back into somewhere near a four-quarter capability physically to play a game, because that's what you do in that opener. And then, evaluate your football team. Put guys in competitive roles and, basically let them make the decision for you at the end on who the 53 players are going to be.
Talking to John Fox, Broncos head coach. You got a lot of undrafted rookies in camp. You got a big roster with up to 90 guys right now. What does it take for a young guy to get your attention in a good way during practice?
Just making plays. Guys' assignment sound, so he knows what he's doing, and then technically he knows how to do it. And then be able to execute it under pressure, and the pressure of those game situations. We evaluate guys every day in practice, but the games carry a little extra weight, kind of like midterms or when you were in college as far as grades.
How much do you worry in the preseason about injury, specifically to your quarterback, Peyton Manning?
Well, I think you worry about, your whole team, and it's not just in the games. I mean, we come out here and we practice and we're in pads, at least once a day, every day. And, when you look around the league, sometimes, the injuries you read about occur in practice. So I think every time they go out between those lines, it's definitely a concern.
Broncos are back to 0-0 after last season. A great season ended with a disappointment in the Super Bowl. When did you first go back and study the film of Super Bowl 48?
Well, I think it was, probably took about a week. In the past, I've had a couple of those experiences that might have taken a little bit longer, but, it was probably a week later. You go back and you just look where we went wrong, and you make adjustments, and you move on to the next season.
What was the biggest thing you took away that you would do differently going into that game if you had a chance to do it again?
Well, I thought our preparation was great. I think we just got off to a little suspect start offensively, and I don't know that we ever really kind of recovered. So, I would say we need to start faster, and that's something we've addressed and worked on, and moving on.
How much of the changes that were made, specifically defensively, in this offseason with DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, T.J. Ward, how much of that was about getting back to the Super Bowl, and how much of it was putting yourself in position to win if you get back?
Well, I think, all those things are what's ahead of us now, for every team. But, you just try to improve your football team. And free agency is one of the pools of players that you address. We lost a lot of guys in free agency. So, at the end of the day, you're just trying to get better and, try to get back and then, be in position to hoist that trophy.
Well, we wish you all the best as you embark on that journey this year, Coach. Thanks for taking a few minutes. We hope to talk to you again down the road.
All right, appreciate it, Mike. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. John Fox, head coach, Denver Broncos.